Are you tired of working hard but never seeming to get ahead? Do you feel like you're running on a financial hamster wheel where more effort doesn't lead to more progress? The world's advice often isn't enough. Many people end up stuck, chained by debt, feeling exactly like the Bible describes. The borrower is slave to the lender. But what if the same book that warned about the trap also gave you the keys to escape it? This isn't a get-rich-quick promise. This is about ancient, time-tested wisdom. In the next few minutes, we will explore 8 biblical secrets that can fundamentally change your financial future, starting today, no matter what your income is. Secret number 1. Budget like Jesus built a tower. In the Gospel of Luke, Jesus asks a very practical question. He says, "Suppose one of you wants to build a tower. Won't you first sit down and estimate the cost to see if you have enough money to complete it?" He goes on to say that if you don't, you might lay the foundation and then run out of money, and everyone will ridicule you. This is the biblical basis for what financial experts today call a zero-based budget. It's simpler than it sounds. Whether you use a dedicated app, a simple spreadsheet, or a physical notebook, the tool doesn't matter as much as the discipline. At the very top, write your total take-home pay for the month. Then, before the month even begins, give every single dollar a job. List your giving, your saving, then all your expenses. Mortgage, groceries, gas, utilities, everything. No category left blank, no money left unaccounted for. The goal is for your income minus your giving, saving, and spending to equal 0. When people first do this, they are often shocked. It's not uncommon to find several $100s a month being bled on things that can't even be remembered. It's drive-through coffee, forgotten subscriptions, and those little trips to the store that add up. That could be thousands of dollars a year back in your pocket without a single raise. The first few months might feel restrictive, but that feeling quickly gets replaced by a sense of total control. That found money represents a leak in your financial boat. Plugging that leak is the first step to actually making the boat go faster. Secret number 2. Everything is on loan. The second secret is the most foundational one. It's a mindset shift that changes the entire game. Imagine for a second that everything you think you own, the money in your bank account, your car, your home, doesn't actually belong to you. Spiritually, that's the reality. King David, one of the wealthiest figures in the Bible, put it this way in Psalm 24:1. "The earth is the Lord's, and everything in it, the world, and all who live in it." Letting that sink in can completely flip your perspective. You go from seeing yourself as an owner of possessions to a manager of goods. As soon as you start seeing your paycheck not as yours but as entrusted to you, 2 things can change almost instantly. First, that constant urge to splurge on yourself begins to quiet down. Second, giving away money stops feeling like a painful sacrifice and starts feeling like simple, logical portfolio management. If it all belongs to God, then being generous is just moving resources where they're needed most. This mindset is incredibly freeing. When the market tanks, you don't have to panic that your money is vanishing. You can recognize you're just managing his assets through a rough patch. The ego-driven pressure to constantly accumulate more just dissolves. Every financial choice gets reframed. It's no longer, "What do I want?" but "What's the wisest thing to do with these resources?" This isn't about guilt, it's about liberation. It frees you from the tyranny of more and turns money from a master back into a simple tool. This one might feel counterintuitive, especially if things are tight. Proverbs 3:9-10 says, "Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine." The key phrase here is first fruits. This means giving first right off the top, not giving from whatever might be left over at the end of the month. This practice is designed to break the psychological grip of greed and fear. When you hold on to every penny, your brain operates from a scarcity mindset. You're constantly afraid of not having enough. But when you give first, you're making a powerful statement of faith. Think of it as a spiritual workout. Just as lifting weights builds muscle, practicing generosity breaks down the muscle of fear and builds up the muscle of faith. This isn't a transaction where you give to get. It's a transformation where giving helps you become less fearful and more faithful. Many find that their financial well-being improves in surprising ways when they commit to giving, even when the math looks impossible on paper. If 10% feels impossible, start with 1% or 2% and move the needle gradually, but start somewhere. Secret number 4. Live below the line. There's a brilliant piece of wisdom in Proverbs 21:20 that says, "The wise store up choice food and olive oil, but fools gulp theirs down." In modern terms, the wise build margin into their lives. The foolish spend everything they get. Just because you get a raise doesn't mean you have to raise your lifestyle. That's a choice, not a command. The world calls this lifestyle creep, and it's the silent killer of wealth. This is the difference between breathing freely and constantly feeling suffocated by your own life. Lifestyle creep shows up as a slightly nicer car, more frequent meals out, or more expensive vacations, all seemingly small upgrades that collectively steal your future. Consider this rule of thumb. If your income goes up 10%, let your spending go up 5% max. The other 5% can be immediately redirected. Half of it might go to paying down debt faster, and the other half goes straight into investments. Committing to a rule like this automates wisdom. It forces you to build a gap between what you earn and what you spend. And in that gap, you'll find your freedom. This extra margin becomes your emergency fund fuel, your debt destroyer, and your investment seed money. Living below your means isn't punishment. It's permission to sleep at night. Quick pause. We've just covered the first 4 secrets: stewardship, budgeting, giving, and living with margin. Which one of these feels most urgent or challenging for you right now? Drop a number in the comments. 1 for stewardship, 2 for budgeting, 3 for giving, or 4 for margin. We read the comments, and your input really helps shape future videos on these topics. Secret number 5. Save like Joseph stored grain. Remember the story of Joseph in Genesis? Pharaoh has a dream about 7 fat cows and 7 skinny cows. Joseph interprets this to mean 7 years of massive abundance followed by 7 years of devastating famine. What was Joseph's advice? He told Pharaoh to appoint overseers to collect 1/5, that's 20%, of the harvest during the plentiful years and store it for the famine to come. This is the biblical blueprint for an emergency fund. The modern parallel is having 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses sitting in a separate, high-yield savings account. It's not lack of faith money. It's wisdom wearing work boots. You can build yours by setting up an automatic draft, even a small one like $50 a week. When a major car repair comes up, costing thousands of dollars, it becomes an inconvenience, not a crisis. Without that fund, it would have been a catastrophe. It would have meant a high-interest credit card balance, frantic calls to find money, and months of stress paying it off. The emergency fund turns a potential disaster into a manageable problem. It's your financial shock absorber, smoothing out the bumpiest parts of life's road. Secret number 6. Invest, don't hoard. In the parable of the talents, Jesus tells a story of a master who entrusts money to 3 servants. 2 of them invest the money and double it, and the master says, "Well done, good and faithful servant." But the 3rd servant was afraid, so he dug a hole and buried his master's money. The master calls him wicked and lazy. The lesson is crystal clear. God applauds multiplication, not just preservation. Inflation is a silent thief. A dollar buried in the yard or sitting in a zero-interest checking account is guaranteed to lose purchasing power year after year. That's the modern equivalent of the wicked servant's hole in the ground. So, what does this look like practically? A common strategy is using low-fee index funds inside a tax-advantaged retirement account, like a Roth IRA. Now, if terms like index fund and Roth IRA make your eyes glaze over, Proverbs 15:22 has your back. Plans fail for lack of counsel, but with many advisors, they succeed. Find a fee-only fiduciary. That's a financial advisor who is legally required to act in your best interest. Seeking wise counsel is the antidote to fear and ignorance. A good fiduciary educates you, empowers you, and partners with you. A good advisor might catch something like a high expense ratio fee you're blindly paying on a mutual fund. Switching funds in such a case can save tens of thousands of dollars over time. Secret number 7. Contentment beats consumption. The author of Hebrews writes, "Keep your life free from love of money, and be content with what you have. For he has said, I will never leave you, nor forsake you." This is a game changer. Our culture is a non-stop engine of discontent. It's designed to make you feel like you're not enough and you do not have enough. Social media is the primary engine here, showing a curated highlight reel of everyone else's wins. The new house, the tropical vacation, the perfect family. It's a game you can't win. Contentment is the off-ramp. But let's be clear, contentment isn't complacency. It's not giving up on your goals. It's choosing gratitude before the next purchase. It's separating your joy from your possessions. A practical habit for this is to keep a running list on your phone of answered prayers and things you're grateful for. Every time you feel that pull of comparison, force yourself to scroll through that list. It works like a spiritual reset button, reminding you of what truly matters. That gratitude list isn't just a feel-good exercise. It's a strategic spiritual weapon against the thief of comparison. Secret number 8. Pray over the spreadsheet. This might sound overly spiritual, but it's the most practical step of all. Proverbs 3:5-6 isn't just wall art. It's a financial plan. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make your paths straight. In all your ways includes your budget meetings. It includes your investment decisions. It includes whether you buy that car. Before every big money decision, it's powerful to literally pause and pray with a simple plea. God, show me the wise path. Close the door if this isn't right. This act of surrender has saved countless people from financial trouble. There are many stories of people feeling a lack of peace about a major decision, like buying a property, only to find out later they avoided a disaster. An unforeseen zoning change or a hidden structural problem, these are things that leaning on our own understanding can miss. Acknowledging him can make a path straight and save a fortune. Invite God to the table. He invented the entire system after all. Take a moment and imagine waking up 12 months from today. You're no longer stressed about money. Your budget is a well-oiled machine. Your emergency fund is fully stocked, acting as a buffer against life's surprises. Generosity isn't a struggle. It's an automatic, joyful first step, and you are confidently investing for your future and for kingdom impact. This isn't just about having more money in the bank. It's about having less anxiety in your heart. It's about having the resources to be wildly generous, to weather any storm, and to leave a legacy that outlives you. That future is so much closer than you think. These 8 secrets aren't a magic formula. They're the natural outcome of applying ancient wisdom with daily discipline. The journey starts with a single step, choosing one of these secrets to implement this week. If this was helpful, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next video, where we're doing a deep dive on how to pay off debt using the debt snowball method.